Wagwan, y'all, wagwan. So the fake misinformation, let's not say the fake information, the misinformation when it comes to our melanin. I have been miseducated when it comes to melanin because I thought if you're melanated, you can handle the sun. That's what I thought. I thought as a melanated being, I couldn't get sunburn. I thought I was exempt from getting sunburn. I really thought I was exempt because I've spent some time in the sun and I've never felt any kind of, burning sensation ever on my skin from being in the sun. So I thought because I was melanated is the reason why I don't feel it. Oh, I don't feel that because, I'm so dark. I'm darker, darker complexion. I'm darker skinned. But coming soon to this realization now, I can actually get sunburn. So for the first time yesterday, I went fishing on a boat. Fishing on a boat for the first time. I went fishing before, but it was never on a boat. We pulled up to this pier, and then, the guy just went fishing. I was just watching them. I probably held it a few times, but never really was like my thing when it comes to that. And, so I'm used to being out there in the sun. But like I said, I went fishing for the first time in a boat yesterday. And I was like, you know what? I've been out to the sun for some time, so I need a tan because I've been really like shading. I've been under the shade a lot. So I have not been exposed to the sun a whole lot. I would say for the past year, I've spent most of my time in the shade, thinking that, I'm already melanated. Oh, my phone is at 15%. Thinking that I'm already melanated, so I don't need to spend a lot of time in the sun. You know what I mean? Like already thinking that, oh, the sun, like I'm good. Even if I spend a lot of time in the sun because of this skin, I'm good. This melanin in my skin, I'm good. But no, that's not the case. Yesterday, I spent a lot of time in the sun. And you remember we were on a boat, so it's like where the sun is like really up there, like really, really hot. So to the point where I had to find some shade on the boat because it was too hot, like really too hot. So then, okay, I still try to get my tan, and I went there, spent a few minutes there trying to get all of this. I expose a lot of skin, so I just had on basically like a sports bra, and I had on underwear. So I was out there trying to expose a lot of my skin to the sun. So, okay, so I'm like, okay, let me expose my skin to the sun. And next thing you know, like today, right now, my skin is burning. I'm talking about I got a sunburn for the first time. I didn't think it was possible because I'm melanated. So the information they gave me, y'all, is wrong. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. They told me that if you melanate your dark skin, you can handle the sun. You could be in, your skin is protected. No, black people have cancer, skin cancer. We have black people with skin cancer. We can't ignore that, right? We cannot ignore that because that's true. That's actually a thing. Black people have been diagnosed. I'm talking about not just black people, darker skinned people that you think can never get skin cancer, get skin cancer. That's a thing. If you don't spend enough time in the sun, I don't care if you're light skinned, I don't care if you're darker, like the black is black. If you don't spend enough time in the sun, you will get the sunburn. If you do decide to drastically just go into the hot, hot sun after being away from the hot, hot sun for so long, you're going to just expose your skin to the hot sun. You're gonna get a burn. I'm talking about a real sunburn, and people can tell you of darker pigmentation. They can tell you this. They've experienced sunburns. That's because we spend a lot of our time in the shade. We spend a lot of our hours of the day in a shade. We spend a lot of hours of our day in a building where the sun is no direct sunlight coming in. So we're used to being covered, shaded, 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 shaded. Even darker skinned people don't even get enough sun. Yes. So then next thing you know, oh yeah, let me go and just put myself in this hot, hot sun after being in the shade for a whole year. and let's go take this vacation in let's go take this vacation after a whole year, and let's go on a boat where the sun is the hottest, and let's go in the middle of the ocean, and let's expose this melanin to the sun, because I need to get more melanated. I need my skin to get darker after a whole year of not being in the sun. Yes, it's crazy. That's what we do. That's what we do. Next thing you know, sunburn. Literally, I got a whole sunburn from being in the sun, because I thought I was exempt, because I'm melanated. I'm melanated, so I thought I was exempt from getting a sunburn. But oh no, honey, I got this right here, because why? I wet it with some water to cool myself down. Like, it actually burns. My skin burns. My back, the whole skin that was exposed is burning now. Even my face, I can't even, like, do too much. Exactly. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. So don't be out here, following these trends when it comes to melanin. You know, yeah, when it comes to melanin, don't be out here just following these trends. Really educate yourself. Educate yourself when it comes to your melanin. Because don't think, this is going to save you from the sun. The sun is hotter than your melanin, too. Like, we really have to think about this. The sun is hotter than your melanin. So even though you could be the darkest of darks, I'm talking about the black, blue, or blue black, whatever you want to call yourself. If the sun can still outdo your complexion, it don't matter how dark you is, the sun will be hotter than you every time. Every time. So we all basically can't handle the sun. It's not just white people. It's not just Caucasian people that cannot handle the sun. Melanated people too cannot handle the sun. Because if the sun turn up just a little notch, not even a notch, if the sun just barely turn up, everybody getting skin burn. Everybody's skin is burning off if the sun turn up just a. So don't think your melanin is gonna say, okay, let me just protect her from the sun. No, no, no. If the sun gets a little bit hotter, we all gonna be in the same boat, and that's what's happening kind of right now, because the sun is getting hotter. The sun is heating up, so we all feeling it. Light skin, dark skin, melanated, non-melanated, everybody is out here feeling the sun. The sun burns because it burns for real. Not playing around. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. I'm coming from what I'm actually experiencing. I'm not coming from what someone else is experiencing. This is what I'm experiencing. I'm actually experiencing a sunburn for the first time in my entire life. hmm For the first time in my entire life, I'm experiencing a sunburn just because I exposed myself, a lot of my skin, to the sun yesterday on a boat fishing, which was fun, by the way. Fishing was fun. Yeah, it was fun. I was in there. I actually jumped in. I actually jumped in. I was swimming. I was swimming in the middle of the ocean. I mean, there was no bottom. There's no bottom. Yeah, that was kind of like my second time. Maybe like my second time doing that. Where, because I went snorkeling, and I was in there. I was in the middle of, we was in the middle of, we was in the ocean. Yeah. And then now, this time, again. But this time, I didn't have the equipment. It was just me out there swimming. It was fun. But the sun, I can't do that. Can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Shit. Wear the natural sun, what is it, what they call the sunscreen? A natural sunscreen, not the one with all them chemicals. Not the one with the chemicals. Find you a natural sunscreen and then go out there in the sun. Just don't go out there like that. Because it's like, we got to make it make sense here. You know what I mean? When something is hot, does it matter what color you are? You're going to feel it, right? If something is hot, does it matter if its color is white or if the color is black? If it's hot, we all going to feel it, right? Exactly. So it's hot, and I'm feeling it, and I'm melanated, and also they're also feeling it, even though they're not melanated. They're so-called, but they are melanated too. It's just on a different level. But we all feeling the burn because it's hot. Come on now, we gotta make it make sense. That's the problem. That's our problem. That's our problem right now. We're not making stuff make sense at all. We just throwing ourselves out there. Just let me just, you know, I'm melanated. I'm superwoman. I'm Superman. I'm the blackest of the black. Let me go in the sun for 5 hours with no protection. After being away from the sun for 9+ months, let me just go and throw myself into the sun for hours and hours and hours. Yeah, that's the type of stuff we be doing. Cause we not, we just, mm-mm. No, don't let them fool you. I'm talking about do not let these people fool you about this melanin. Don't let them fool you, because that's what they're doing. You're fooling me at this point. Because I really, you could have been like, do you know who is actually educating people? Okay, go out there and make sure you wear your sunscreen. I'm talking about your natural sunscreen for black people, for melanated people, for people like myself. Who's out there promoting a natural sunscreen that we can use before we go into the sun? Because we need it. We actually do. Come on. Yes, the sun is getting hotter. It's not getting, it's just getting hotter. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. We always see sunscreen for, the other skin tone, the whiter skin, the lighter skin tone, not just white. I'm not gonna say white, the light skin tone, right? So there are sunscreens, and they always talk about it. But our community, we thinking that, oh, because we're all quote unquote black, we're all melanated, then we can just be out there without no sunscreen, without no protection. Nah, we can't do it to us. So who can we find? Who's out there talking about this? Because if somebody could have put a sister on, especially if it's a natural screen, a natural protection, a natural skin protection. I would have done it. I would have never just run into the sun like that if I had known. If I had known, because when you know better, you do better. If I had known that I was going to go through a sunburn, like a real sunburn, I would have protected. I would have used my skin protection. I would have used a sunscreen because honey, the sunscreen is needed in this tropical environment. It's needed. Yes, especially if you've been away from the sun for a long time. I've been away from the sun. I've been ducking the sun because in Africa the sun is very hot too. The sun is hot in Africa, hot. I've been ducking it because I'm like it's just too hot. Like what? Why? Like what's the point of me being in the sun right now if it's this hot, right? So I find myself a shade. And I look at the animals in nature and I'm like, you know what? The animals in nature, they're finding their shades now. They out here in shades. Like if it's too hot, you'll see. We had chickens. I remember I watching chickens. I watch chickens. I watch goats. I watch cows. I watch these animals when it's too hot. Find the shade under the tree. They're not playing around with the heat. They find a shade. The dogs. I watch them. The wild. I watch animals in the wild. And I'm talking about I saw them under the shade when the sun was way too hot. They was on the shade. They was not playing. They found the shade. I did the same thing. It was too hot. And I was like, it's hot. And I found the shade. I was under the tree. I was spending a lot of time, I would spend some time outside. When I did spend time outside, I was under a tree. I was like, shade, thank you. And I couldn't, and when I walked in the sun, it was like way too hot. And I was questioning myself, like, why would you walk when the sun is this hot? There's such a thing as a heat stroke. People can have heat strokes. Y'all heard of heat strokes? Come on. I know you've heard of heat strokes. I know y'all heard of heat strokes. That's a real thing. So why would I want to be walking in the sun and when it's hot, hot, super, super hot? And I used to question myself, like, I'm in Africa in a hot ass sun talking about, okay, let me walk to the store and I can handle this. No. Mm-mm, mm-mm. No. We just gotta make it make sense. We just have to make things make sense. We can't walk in the sun at 12 p.m. when the sun is at its peak. When the sun is at its peak, when it's hot, when it's hotter than hot. Let me just walk in the sun and go get something and come back. No, 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 no. You can suffer heat stroke. You can actually, yes, you can burn out. It's a real thing, y'all. It's a real thing. We can't do that to ourselves. We cannot. We can't. Doesn't make sense just because you're melanated or you don't think you can have a heat stroke. Okay, okay. All right. Go ahead and try it then. Try it. I'm telling you, try it. Yeah. It's hot. It's too hot. It's too hot to be doing all of that. You can't be doing all that stuff when it's hot like that and thinking your melanin is gonna save you. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I'm telling y'all, I'm going through a real sunburn, and it actually burns. I'm sunburned for the first time in my entire life. And the sun has been hot in Puerto Rico. It's been hot in Puerto Rico. The sun has been very, very hot over there, and I never experienced a sunburn there. And I used to be in the ocean too. I used to be in the ocean at the beach, swimming in the ocean, no problem. Never felt this in my entire life. So now, yesterday, I'm fishing. I went fishing in a boat, and you mean to tell me the sun? I actually got a sunburn. The sun was so hot. I got a sunburn for the first time. So the sun is heating up. That's what's happening because I've never experienced a sunburn. So that's why I'm saying it has to be. It got hotter. That's all it is. It just got hotter. It feels like my skin was on fire. Like it just burned. Like you know what I mean? Like burn. Yes, that's what my skin felt yesterday. And I'm melanated. You know, I ain't know I'm melanated. So don't. I thought I could handle it, but you know, apparently not. Ooh, apparently not. We just have to make things make sense out here. We cannot just be out here just doing stuff without no kind of, you know, guidance. Let me just go into the sun because I'm melanated. We can't do that. Yes, we cannot. Just also let me just what do we do just because we're black? Or let me just eat. Oh yeah, let me just eat fried chicken just because I'm black. Let me just eat fried chicken. You know what I mean? Let me just do these things because I'm black. I can handle it. You know, I don't get sick because I'm black. And we got black people dying. Black people, not just, let me not say black because we're not black. This is black. Okay, brown people. Because look at the difference between this and this is a huge difference, right? Because I'm not black like this. Okay, so I'm brown. So brown people are dying the most because of heart disease, eating fried chicken, right? Eating highly fatty food, highly food high in fat, food high in butter, food high in oil, just highly fatty, just fat, you know, food. So we like to eat a lot of highly fat food, like Burger King, you know, like Burger King, like McDonald's, the fried food, like fried chicken, you know. So black people, we eat a lot of that. Well, not black people, I gotta get out of that. Brown people, we eat a lot of those fatty food. So because of that, we get heart disease. And black people are the number one. Brown people, African Americans, as are leading the case when it comes to the death rates, okay, of heart disease. So black people are dying the most from heart disease. For some reason, we think we're invincible. We're invincible because we're black. We could just eat whatever, drink whatever. We could just do whatever we wanted. We could just get away with it. But it's not working. We can't eat like that. And thinking our melanin is gonna save us, honey. It don't matter how melanated you are. The most melanated people right now are dying from heart disease. The most melanated people are dying from heart disease. So you're not exempt. You're not exempt from anything just because you're melanated. You're not exempt. As a matter of fact, you're putting yourself at a higher risk. You are at a higher risk than any other race just because you're melanated. That part too. Just because you're melanated, you are at a higher risk of getting heart disease because you cannot eat fast, fatty food like them. You can't eat that. Like, we just gotta make it make sense. You can't just keep eating these things. It clogs up it clogs up your pores, not your pore. It clogs up your pipes in there. It clogs up your system. Let's say your vascular system, where you know your veins, your arteries. It clogs up that system because we have pipes in there. We're just like a sewer system. We have pipes in there. So if we keep eating oil and oily food, just fatty food, food with high fat, you know, eventually, you know, like lard, right? Lard, that thing that, or butter, it gets like that into our arteries. And that's how we lose oxygen, and that's how people get stroke because the arteries are clogged up. Now the heart has to work harder to pump blood. The heart has to work harder now. And this is how we make ourselves sick. So as melanated people, it doesn't matter if you're darker skin, that don't make sense. It doesn't matter. It don't even matter because you can still get heart disease. Because you're eating, consuming these things that's clogging up your arteries, it's clogging you up, isn't, you know, your system is backed up. I'm talking about backed up. Your system is backed up. Okay? And because you keep eating that, then eventually the blood can't flow anymore. The blood don't have a rate to go, like it's going slower. Now your heart rate is going up, you're getting high blood pressure because you're putting so much pressure, so much work on your heart disease. Now you get a heart disease, your heart is bleeding, is beating irregular, you have high blood pressure, you know, and now you got to have surgery to unclog your arteries, because you're gonna have a heart attack, you're gonna have a stroke. So they gotta go now and literally unclog it. They gotta remove that fatty, like butter. They gotta remove that butter lard that clogged it up. So they gotta remove it when they do surgery. But if you eat right, if you drink the right herb, you can unclog yourself, because you have to unclog yourself. Like, there's no other way around this. I don't even, there's no other way around this. If you have a backed up system and you got high blood pressure, you got heart disease, you're suffering from these things right now, I'm telling you, there's no other way around it. You have to declog, detox. That's what we got. Detox. That's what people have to, because you got to get all of that junk out your system. There's no other way around this one. You have to detox. You have to declog. You're backed up. That's why you're sick. It's just a bunch of backed up waste because of what you've been eating. It accumulated into that right now. So you gotta declog. Like, come on, if you have pipes, right? You have, you do have pipes, right? You have a plumbing system in your house, in your casa. You got plumbing system, right? And when your plumbing system is backed up, right, and your water is, either when you turn the water on, it's like an overflow, because it's backed up. Now you got a flood in your bathroom because your toilet is backed up, right? Let's say that it's a blockage somewhere, and that's why it's overflowing. Every time you try to flush, it's just running over. Your system is backed up, right? The pipes is blocked up. There's a blockage there. So then that's the disease, the blockage, and then the disease. Now we got shit running out everywhere. Now shit is all in. Shit is it's in places where it's not supposed to be. Y'all, this is not for kids. Shit is in places it ain't even supposed to be, because when your toilet system is blocked up, is backed up, and you flush, and next thing you know, you poop, and the next thing you poop is everywhere it's supposed to be. That's what happens to us on the inside, though. This is what happens to us on the inside. Yes, we got shit everywhere because we backed up. It's not supposed to be there. So that's why you have to now clean yourself up, because after that happens, right, you gotta call who? A plumber. What the plumber gonna come and do? The plumber is gonna come and find the blockage, and then the plumber is going to clear that blockage, clear it, go in and clear it out. That's what the plumber is going to do. You have to do the same thing, because you're the plumber. You can't call a plumber. You're the plumber. You now have to go in within yourself and clear out these blockages. Detox. You have to detox. You got to get all that gunk out. And then when you do that, guess what? Now you can clean up. I can clean up, because once the plumber come in and fix the problem and get the blockage out, right? The plumber now is gonna leave, and you gotta clean that up. You gotta clean your bathroom up after that, right? You gotta clean that up, because that was not his job. He came in to just declog. Now you gotta go in now and clean up shit everywhere. Same thing with our system. After we done detox, after you detox, you get the clog out. Now you gotta clean out. You gotta cleanse out. You gotta get that out of there now. You gotta start eating better. So that's how you're gonna now cleanse it out. Now it's gonna cleanse it out, clean it out, flush it out. That's how you're going to flush it out. So don't, like I said, this is just what it is. It's really simple. It's really, really simple, because just that we just have to make it make sense here. That's all. We just have to make it make sense. Doesn't this make sense? Doesn't this make a lot of sense? If you have a plumbing system at your house and it's blocked up, clogged up your sink, when you try to turn the water on, when you turn the water on, and your sink, the water is not even, it's not going, it's not flowing. It's not flowing. It's just the sink. It's just the water just rising and rising and rising. Your sink, you ever had that where your sink just flood? You had a whole flood. What you have to do? What did you have to do? Either you call the plumber, or you pour some hot ass water down that drain, or you put some other stuff in there, limes or whatever people squeeze in there with some hot water and vinegar. Yes, and that's how they declog your pipe. You declog it. Next thing you know, your sink, you can turn the water on and it's running, flowing. It's the same thing with our system. We got to do the same thing within. Okay, so if you have high blood pressure, if you have coronary heart disease, right, CAD, if you have any kind of problem like, oh, even if you're overweight, obese, or whatever, you have to declog. That's what you have to do, because you represent the plumbing system in your house. You represent the pipes. You represent. You have that. Like I said, you have that. That's what you. That's why you have arteries. That's why you have veins. You ever heard of a blood clot? Come on, y'all. You ever heard of a blood clot? Exactly. The blood clot. It stops. It clogs up. It it becomes solid. The blood becomes solid. It becomes like a gel, and it's preventing your blood from flowing. It's preventing the flow. Because of that, it is painful. And what do you have to do? They got to go in, or they got to remove it. It has to shrink. It can't just keep growing and growing. Because at this point now, it's like your life is at risk. Your life is at risk. Your life literally is at risk if you don't declog, if you don't cleanse, if you don't detox, if you don't cleanse, if you don't detox, your life is at risk. That's what it is. You have to. There's no other way around it. I'm sorry to be the one, the one that's bringing these so-called bad news, but there is no other way around it. Either you go in and declog yourself now, or they are going to have to go in heart, what you will call that, heart surgery. They would have to go in. If you don't go in, the only way out is in. The only way out is in. You have to go in. If you don't go in, they're going to go in, which my heart is on the left side. Okay? If you don't go in, they're going to go in, and now you're going to have what? Heart surgery. They're going to go in for you, and they're going to try and remove that blockage. They're going to try. And not a lot of people make it out of heart surgery. Some people do, but not a lot of people make it out of heart surgery. Okay? So if you don't go in and declog, they're going to have to do it for you, ma'am, sir. Yes. If you don't go in, they're going to do it for you. So basically, you're putting your life in their hands, in the doctor's hands. And the doctors makes mistakes all the time. This has also been recorded, reported, that the doctors make mistakes all the time, malpractice. They kill people all the time. It's not it's never, I'm talking about, it's never 100% guaranteed when it comes to these doctors and these surgeries. Never 100% guaranteed. So you're putting your life in their hands because you don't want to do it yourself. That's just what it is. You don't want to do it yourself. You don't want to do it yourself. You want someone else to come and save you. You want the doctors to come and save you. Okay, so what if I get a heart attack, or if I get a stroke? Oh, all I gotta do is call 911. All I gotta do is pick up the phone and dial 911, and they're gonna come into my rescue. They're gonna come help me. That's what you be on. They're gonna come help me. I got a phone. I can just call 911. And if anything, if I fall out, at least I got the doctors. They love me so much. They love me so much. They're gonna make sure that I'm well taken care of. Not knowing that we got 15,000 people that's dying every single year from, no, 15,000 a month. We got 15,000 people dying every month from medical malpractice, from these doctors that's experimenting on us. But we gonna trust the doctors before we trust ourselves. Oh, I don't know if I should take this herb to flush out my system because my doctor didn't recommend it. So I don't know if I should take this. My doctor did not recommend it. So because you don't want to take it because your doctor didn't recommend it, next thing you know, you got it. Now the doctor has to come in. Like I said, the doctor now have to come in and go in and give you heart surgery because you trust the doctor so much. So you can just do whatever you want, eat what you want, say what you want, eat and say what you want. And then let's say, you know what? Yeah, my doctor gonna save me. I got these pills anyways. The doctors got these pills anyways. They gonna help me with my high blood pressure. So I'm gonna take these pills because I trust the doctor. I don't trust myself to eat better, to exercise, to take these natural supplements, natural herbs. I don't trust myself to take these bitters because it's too bitter. It tastes too nasty. But I'ma drink this pill. Excuse me. I'ma drink this pill, this nasty pill. I'ma drink this pill. Yes, and let the pill take away the problem instead of myself, my own natural remedy, my own herbs, doing my exercise, breathing like I should, eating better, just doing better, having better self-control, not being too emotional, not being too angry, not being sad, just me myself, using and pretend and not pretending, using and relying on myself to heal myself, like literally relying on me to heal me instead of a doctor to heal me. Because when a doctor prescribe us these pills, the pills comes with side effects. These side effects has been known for people experiencing side effects. People experience the side effects of taking these pills. Headache, nausea. Some people even experience that. Yeah, I hear the side effects that they say it so fast on these commercials. They say it's really, really fast. Side effects are dead, heart, the side effects are heart, or heart palpitations, blah 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 blah. They just go in with us like the negative side effects. They all have side effects. But we gonna trust the doctor to take care of us rather than us taking care of ourselves. That's just what it is. You don't want to drink a herb that tastes bitter, even though this is going to help you from getting heart disease. This is going to help you from developing heart disease, developing a stroke. This is going to prevent you from getting cancer. You're not going to take this bitter because it's too bitter for you, but you can drink alcohol. You can drink alcohol, and alcohol has a very disgusting taste. Alcohol is not it don't taste good. It don't, no, 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 no. It tastes bad, like really bad. It really does taste bad. A lot of people be like when you drink it, especially if you drink it straight. So we got people that can drink alcohol straight, but they can't drink bitters. And alcohol is not helping them. The alcohol is actually not helping. But the bitters will. The bitters is going to cleanse your blood. The bitters will cleanse your blood. But you don't want to take bitters because it's too bitter. Yeah. But you can drink alcohol. Come on, make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. And then you're crying now because you don't have, you got heart disease. Now you're crying because you didn't want to drink the bitters. You thought you was invincible. I'm invincible. I can drink whatever. I can, do whatever. And you're not trying to cleanse yourself. You're not even trying. Come on now, we gotta make it make sense now, and we have to stop thinking our melanin is covering us for everything. Our melanin, oh, we got it because we're melanated. Oh, I can't get sick. I can't get a heart attack. I can't get cancer. I can't get COVID. Like we all thought. Oh yeah, I'm black, so guess what? Black people cannot get COVID. Nonsense. That's straight up nonsense. It's like, come on now. How much black people died from COVID? From that. Come on now, we cannot do that. Yes, black people did die. So, but we was all in this. Oh, I'm melanated, so I can't get that. No, no one is exempt. Your melanin does not exempt you. Your melanin does not exempt you. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you. We all at risk here. Like I said, let that sun warm up more than this and see who can handle it. See who is see how who gonna handle it. Let that sun heat up just a little bit more. See if your melanin gonna protect you. The sun is already heating up. The sun is already heating up. It's hotter than it's usually supposed to be. It's hot. And it don't matter how melanated you are, it's burning. Sunburn kicking in because you don't expose yourself enough to the sun. That's what it is too. You don't. It's about exposure. Someone is coming. Someone is coming. No one is coming. Okay, it was the garbage people, but it's loud, so I'm gonna let them do their thing, and then I will continue. Ooh. We got the garbage truck out here. We have the garbage truck out here. That's another great example about this. That's another great example. The garbage truck is another great example. They gotta come take the trash out. If they don't take the trash out, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be a whole backup. The place gonna start stinking. If the trash man don't come and take the trash out, the place will start stinking, and we're gonna have a whole bunch of different diseases and stuff in the air. So we gotta treat the same way the trash man is coming on time to pick up the trash. It's the same way we gotta do within ourselves. You know, you gotta let someone that you gotta detox. You gotta let the trash out. You gotta take the trash out. You have to. If you don't, you can start stinking. And that's just what it is. If you don't take the trash out on time, the place is going to start stinking. Maggots will start to form. A bunch of viruses and all that stuff will be living there. And you're going to be exposed to it if you don't take the trash out. It's the same with your inside. If you don't detox and get the waste out, because you have backed up waste in there. A lot of people are dying because of this. Backed up waste. Waste is in there. Right? And it's starting to form diseases. The waste that's inside your gut, it's starting to form diseases within your body because you're not taking the trash out on time. You don't poop on time. Yep. So it's backed up. And it's starting to stink. That's when you go to the bathroom, the poop is very, very stink because you're backed up. It's starting to stink. Yes. And you don't take it out, is what's going to happen. It's going to continue to stink if you don't take it out, if you don't detox. If you don't detox, like, this is important for your health. Like, this is important. You have to detox. You have to unclog your pipes. Okay? You have to. It's like there's no other way around this. The only way out is in. Okay, you have to detox from within. Okay, you have to let all of that out. When they said when someone die, right, they weigh their waste, the backed up waste within their intestines, and it's usually, they said, like, they have people with like 50 pounds of waste. I think 30 pounds. I heard about 30 pounds of waste, 40 pounds of waste, maybe 50 pounds of waste. I could be wrong, but it's a high number. Like, what? You can have that much backed up waste inside of you? Yes, you can, because you're not detoxing. You're not detoxing, you're not unclogging, you're not doing it. You're not letting it out, you're not taking the trash out. The trash must come out. If you don't take it out, that's when it starts to form diseases. It starts to eat away at you. It starts to eat away at you if you don't declog, if you don't unclog. It's going to start to eat away at you. That's how people get cancer, diabetes, and these diseases, sicknesses, right? Obesity, high blood pressure. It's coming from the system, the backed up system, the clogged up system. Heart disease. You can't eat all that stuff thinking you're safe, you're good, you're protected. No, it's killing you at a higher rate. You, Mr. Melanated man, heart disease is killing you at a higher rate than the so-called non-melanated race. You are the one that's dying the most. You're the one that's dying the most, so you cannot eat like that. It's obvious, right? It's so obvious, and it's so simple. We're just making it complicated. We want to hear the big words, you want to hear the big words. You don't want to listen to your mother. You don't want to listen to your mother. Your mother just say, you know what, girl, you need a detox, flush your system out, drink some bitters. Your mother tell you it's a simple solution. Your mother, our ancestors, told us some, gave us some simple, practical solutions to our everyday problems. They did. You get gas, just drink some tea. If you get gas, drink some tea. Your head hurting you, drink some tea. You're nauseous, drink some tea. They gave us simple. Your belly hurt, your stomach hurt, drink some tea. They gave us simple advice, right? Simple, simple. Um, but we want to complicate things by listening to the doctors with that uses the big words and these physicians and these big names that we want to hear a word like um I don't know these medication names. These medications have these big words. We want to hear that instead of hearing drink some tea. We don't want to hear tea. We want to hear what's the word? What's the medication for high blood pressure? I wish I knew high blood pressure. What's the medication anyway? We want to hear. Let's say amoxicillin. I don't know. Let's just say that I don't know the names of these things. I don't take these things. I don't know the names. Okay, I barely know the names. Let's say amoxicillin. We want to hear amoxicillin as opposed to tea. Which one sounds more simpler? Come on now. Let's just make it make sense, please. Which one sounds more simpler? Drink some tea or drink some amoxicillin, or take this Vitakin, or take this this ibuprofen. These big words. We want to hear take ibuprofen instead of y'all drink some tea. We want to complicate things so bad. We do. We just want to hear that. We want to hear that big word as opposed to just tea. Drink some tea. Your stomach hurt, drink some tea. Got a headache, drink some tea. Relax. You want to hear, just sit down, lay down. We just want to hear lay down, drink some tea. That's the best you can do. One of the best things you can do, lay down and drink some tea. If you get your stomach hurting you, your head hurting you, just lay down and drink some tea. That's what our mothers' remedies, that's our mamas, grandmothers, that's their remedies for our ailments, our little thing that's troubling us. Drink some tea, lay down. But now, let me go to the doctor. The doctor could prescribe you some amoxicillin and some Vitakin and some oxytocin and some these names these big names, and the next thing you know, you there sicker longer than you should be sick. Because you don't want to listen to your mother, you don't want to listen to the elders. The elders got the real knowledge. Like it was simple. It wasn't so complicated. Where these big words coming from? I don't know how to pronounce the medication you just gave me. If I can't pronounce it, I should not be taking it. If I can't pronounce it, I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know what that is. What happened to tea? What happened to the herbs, the green herbs? What happened to the green? What happened to the green? You forget about the green, or we just gonna take this white pill? What happened to the green ones? The not pills. What happened to the green? My grandmother used to give me green stuff. I used to drink green stuff. That was my real herbal. That was my medication. It was green. I remember her doing it. She would take a green herb and she would roll it and squeeze it and put it in a spoon, and I would drink that. That's what I would drink. Green juice. What happened to that? That was the cure. But now, instead of the green juice, we got some thing in a syringe. We got something in a syringe now. That's no. So no, we don't want to take the green juice because that sounds too simple. It just sounds too simple. Just go in the yard, pick something green, and drink that. Go and make some tea. Just go in the kitchen, make some tea with your bush. Go get your lemongrass. Go get your basil. Make some tea. Go get your mango leaf. Your sour chop leaf. Your fruit tree leaves. Just go get some leaves and boil it and make some tea and drink it. Simple. So simple, right? So simple. No confusion there. There's no confusion there. Just straight to the point. But people want to be so complicated now. They prefer to just listen to someone that pronounces a word that you can't. And my phone is gonna die, y'all. But you prefer to listen to a doctor that gives you something that you can't even pronounce, than to just go the simple route, the simple way, the way our grandmothers, great grandmothers did it, the same way they did it. And they didn't have heart disease, they didn't have high blood pressure, they didn't have diabetes, they didn't have these things, and they were black. Okay, because they knew better. They knew that they had to declog, they had to detox Okay, not because you're black, you're melanated, whatever color, not because you're brown, it doesn't mean that you're exempt. You're actually at a higher risk, like I said, of developing these diseases. Okay, you can get sunburn. I got a sunburn. Like, it can happen. Okay, so follow the simple ways. Follow the way that was already paved for us. Follow the path that was already paved. Follow the path, okay, that was already paved for us. Please, that's what we have to do. That's what we must do. This is vital. This is vital to our health. Follow the path that was already paved for us by our ancestors. They already showed us the way. They already did it. So we have to do the same thing. Take the herbs that they used to take. Live the lifestyle that they used to live. So that you can live long. You can live the way they lived. You could be in your best health, in your best shape. Just go ahead and go back. You gotta go to your roots. Go to your roots, okay? Go back to your roots. Find your roots so you can live the way they live. This is how you're gonna survive. This is how you're going to survive this. This is how you're going to survive this, because they already paved the way for you to survive. You're the heir. You're the heir to the throne. You are the heir to the throne. This is how you will survive. This is how you're gonna thrive. Okay? This is how you're gonna thrive. This is how you're gonna stay clear of disease. This is how you're going to stay clear of diseases. You're gonna stay clear of these things. That you have to do the way that our ancestors did. You have to do the way our ancestors did it this way. They detox. They took their herbs. They took their medicine, the real medicine, nature. They went into nature. They took nature's medicine. That's why they were living a long, healthy life. That's why they did not have these diseases. They did not have it. Because they did not live the way we lived. We have to go back to our roots. Go back to your roots. Follow the way of the ancestors, okay? Follow the way of the ancestors. Go back as far as you can. The ones who lived the longest, the ones who lived the longest and the happiest. You have to go and follow the roots. Go to your roots. This is how you will. I'm talking about, this is how you will thrive. This is how you're going to save your bloodline, your generation, your bloodline. You're going to save your bloodline. The only way in is out. The only way in is out. I mean, the only way out is in. Sorry. The only way out is in. You gotta go in. Go into your roots. Go back in. Go back into your roots. That's the only way out. That's how you're gonna become immune to these diseases. That's how you will become immune. You have to follow our ancestors' way. Don't eat like this because they didn't eat like this. You're right. Let your ancestors guide you. Let your ancestors guide you, okay? One love. Peace.